This is a new harness for spring 2025. This is called the LEVIT. I'm calling this like the mini multi-pitch or the single pitch plus harness. At least in my mind, that's what it is. This is really the perfect harness for like the trad climber that is climbing hard single pitch or up to like 3 to 5 pitches where you want to carry all the gear, but it's still really nice to have a place to clip your shoes, your jacket, maybe a water bottle. You've got a few extra things on you. You've got anchor materials. So what this is a comfortable, low-profile laminated harness. It has a 3-way load distribution laminated into it where it's 2 skinnier nylon straps with a wider nylon webbing in the middle to distribute load evenly across the waistband. It's got a little bit of padding in it, but is, like I said, laminated to maintain that super low profile. 5 gear loops, all with the buried attachment points, again, to keep the harness low profile. And the 5th gear loop is a softer gear loop intended for sort of like the extras so that you can load all these other gears up with all of your draws, your cams, and then put your jacket, your shoes, maybe some extra anchor materials on this. As always, it has our wear indicators on the inside of both of the hard points that will show red when the harness is wearing out. And it has our dyneema belay loop, thin, light, low profile belay loop there. This is a 3-buckle design with the Y leg loops. The women's specific fit is going to have the larger, wider set leg loops and the slightly longer bridge, giving women that like higher waist fit. And it comes in blue and pink this year. Both of them have the drop leg loops. The exterior fabric that's laminated over everything is a high quality Cordura fabric, so it's going to be that highly abrasion resistant fabric. Super durable. When you get into the smaller sizes of a women's harness, you run out of real estate for gear loops. We want to maintain the same size of gear loops if at all possible, and so this 5th gear loop overlaps so that a lady still has the same amount of storage, but on a much smaller waist. It has to be condensed this way, whereas the men, they have more real estate to work with. Burying the gear loops is just going to make the harness more streamlined, especially in instances where you have any kind of body contact with the rock. Everything catches on the rock. All of your gear does. This is just one less thing to do that. Also, if you're carrying the harness under a backpack, it's one less point for the backpack to get hung up on or push into. And burying that creates a more flush surface here. So one of the things that can happen for climbers that are doing a lot of alpine climbing or chimneying is eventually they wear through this point and break their gear loop off. Burying that point makes it harder for that point to wear through. Size ranges are extra small through large for the ladies version and small through extra large for the men's version. The smallest waist size available is a 23-inch waist, and the largest waist size is 40 inches, roughly. So the smallest leg loop size is going to be 18 inches, and the largest leg loop size is going to be 26 inches. And all of the size ranges are posted on the website with the harnesses. The primary difference between the men's and the women's is, like I said before, the leg loops in the women's are going to have a larger range for the size, and it's also going to have a slightly longer bridge. But if you are a very short torsoed lady with skinnier legs, then when you look at the measurements, the men's harness might fit you better.